Hello, Wastelanders! It's Jules Smith, playing Fallout 4, where I am Fiona, General of the Minutemen. And today I am going to give you a tour of my Vault-88. I've been doing a settlement tour of all of my Fallout 4 settlements. I've been doing the tour in the order that I unlocked the settlements. And so Vault-88 came along when they released the Vault-Tec Workshop expansion, or add-on, if you will. I had already built up most of my settlements at that point when they released the Vault-Tec Workshop. So I had to incorporate Vault-88 into my my map here, my system. It is close to Murkwater construction site, but the reason that we're here at Jamaica Plain is because there's also an entrance to the vault through the University Point Pharmacy, and that's where we're going to enter. Because Vault-88 is located down inside of a quarry. Now you can fast travel there and it will take you directly into the vault. You don't have to go through all the raiders that will respawn in the quarry. But for the sake of this settlement tour, I'm going to enter through University Point Pharmacy. Alright, so we're going to start here at Jamaica Plain. And with me, as always, is my ride of choice, Hancock. If you want to see my Jamaica Plain tour, I've already done a settlement tour video of that. You can see on my channel. Well, we're just going to use Jamaica Plain as a jumping off point for heading over into Vault-88. Now, Vault-88, like I said, has its main entrance, and when you fast travel, you will show up at the main entrance of Vault-88. And it will bypass the quarry, and it will bypass all of the nasty people inside the quarry. But there are two other entrances to the vault. There's one entrance to the vault over here near Fallon's department store. There's actually a little, I don't know what you'd call it, sewer entrance, manhole cover. You can go there and enter the vault that way, which is also a bit dangerous because you've got all these super mutants respawning out here. Alright, so you've got this little building right here, and it says Vault-88. Alright, so it's right here by University Point, which I've said before I wish could be a settlement, but it's not. But here's my thinking, alright? My thinking is, because I like the headcanon and the role-playing RP, as they say, so my thinking is, I'm the General of the Minutemen, and I have this settlement. And so right here, what I've done is I've turned this building into a medical center. Now you can't see that from the outside, so let's just pretend that I put up signs. Let's pretend that this whole thing becomes a settlement for the Minutemen. Let's pretend, since I'm not using mods. But my whole thing is, I love being the General of the Minutemen. I love helping the people of the Commonwealth. And so I have used this part of Vault-88 as a medical center to help the people of the Commonwealth. And it's loading forever. Vault-88 is huge. Alright, I'm just going to say, I wish they had done it a little differently. It's very, very large, and I wish they had broken it up. I was kind of hoping that as you unlocked each wing of the vault, because there's workshops throughout the vault, and you unlock portions of the vault as you go through the little mini quest that you get with the Vault-Tec Workshop. I wish that each section of the vault was like a separate settlement so that you have up to like 80 or 100 people living in here, because it's really just so huge, and there's these different wings of the settlement. For instance, we're entering here. All right, so here's the medical center. And I do have people assigned to all of these jobs, but for whatever reasons, they can't path their way in here. So just pretend they're here. We have a little waiting bench right here. We have a security desk that's added by the Vault-Tec workshop. And I do have people assigned to the security desks. There's 2 of them. And they are in Minutemen uniforms, but they can't seem to path their way here. I have the high-end clinic, also staffed by a doctor or a Minuteman doctor in colonial garb, but they can't path here, so you don't get to see them doing their actual job. It is assigned. If you look in the workshop, see, it says it's assigned. It says that these are assigned, but the people can't seem to path their way over to this area, which is why I was saying I wish they had broken it up into sections so that you could assign people to things and they would stay within like their wing of the vault and be able to path their way around. But everybody seems to cluster in over near the main entrance and can't path their way anywhere else in the vault. Now, I'm wondering if it's because I didn't actually use the vault pieces. Most of the stuff I've built underground here, I have not used the actual vault buildings. Like there's this stuff here. So there's these domestic cubes and hallways, utility cubes and hallways. And there's all these different parts that come with Vault-Tec, and I didn't use many of them in my actual vault building. So I don't know if that's why they can't path their way or what. But anyway, alright, so here's the little medical center. Got our chems and chem station, and I put a little room here. So there's like a little hospital bed back here. There's a surgery center. There is the Phoraptor, which is unlocked with Vault-Tec Workshop. It's kind of like a little optometrist station. So you've got the little eye. I don't know what you'd call that. Eye goggles, eye equipment. I don't know what the technical term is for that. But so then I put this little neon sign over it for the eye doctor. And we have a generator back here, because now there's many generators in the settlement that make lots of power, but running power conduit or electricity all the way through all the halls and corridors and everything, well, that would eat up my size bar really quickly. And if you notice here, my size bar is already pretty much full. See that bar on the top right corner? I mean, you get a lot to work with, don't get me wrong. I mean, this is only the beginning. This is the tip of the iceberg. I've built a lot of stuff here. But anyway, it just seems to make more sense to put a generator here. Though if this was real life, I wouldn't have a gas generator spewing exhaust into an enclosed area. So let's just pretend that generator's kind of not there, and that I actually did run power from other generators elsewhere. I wasn't able to do that within the technical confines of the game here. Alright, so here's a little desk for the doctor. Right. And here's the bathroom. Now this was open and I enclosed it. It was like a set of ruined stairs, and I closed it in with cement. I fixed up the bathroom a little bit, made it look a little bit nicer than it was. Put in a drinking fountain. Alright, so that's the medical center. And that's one of the entrances to the vault. Now, if you come through here, and this is all part of the workshop. This is all part of the vault. You can build things throughout this entire area. Alright, here I just put up some signs. I could even scrap that door if I wanted to. Alright, so I have another security desk here. There is one time that this settlement was attacked by super mutants, and they came in through this entrance. I had to fight them right here. So, you know, of course, I would want to have security here. Don't want anybody being able to get through the back entrance of my vault. So I consider this a little Minuteman outpost, and I've got Minutemen beds and the little footlockers like I like to do for all of my Minutemen. And here's where they can store their gear. Little table to hang out. Now, from this area, you see there's two doors here. This one just goes down here. And I put a bathroom down here for the Minutemen who are stationed out here. Now, this is Checkpoint Leo. That's what I named it. This is going to take us through some tunnels that will bring us out in another part of the vault. Or if we go this way, again, more tunnels that will take us through to another part of the vault. Now, in theory, I could have filled these in, right? If this was real life, I could have said, all right, let's just brick this over and not have all of these entrances or exits into or out of the vault. But I don't know. I mean, even, I don't know. It's like the more entrances and exits you have, the more security issues you have, but at the same time, the more escape routes you have, right? So I left them open. So let's just go through. Let's go through to Checkpoint Leo. Well, I'll show you where it goes. It goes through these corridors, these little tunnels. And it comes out here. All right, which I've put, again, more security, another turret, and then you start entering into another area. Now, what's up ahead up here is actually a museum. And it's called Checkpoint Leo because I have some big lion statues over there at the entrance of the museum. This is actually kind of the back end of the museum. So I'm not going to go in through that direction. Oh, and see, it shows here. See, there's a little drugs sign. And that's just to tell me that, oh, this is the way to the medical center. So I don't get lost. I kind of get turned around in here. Like I said, it's so huge. Alright, so that's one way we can get back into the vault. Another way is to go this way. And I called this the Overlook. And I'll show you why. Because it comes out here where you look over another large open area of the vault. I built this little ramp. Now this came with the vault and I kind of liked it, so I left it. I made it a security point. Little Minuteman security point. This little trailer here. And these, I don't know what you'd call them. What do they call them in the workshop? Guard posts, okay. Well, these guard posts, they're more like barricades, really. But these guard posts slash barricades, they come with Vault-Tec. In case anyone's wondering, I've used them in several of my other settlements, and people seem to always ask, where in the heck did you get that? Well, it comes with Vault-Tec. I do like it. I like it better than the wooden ones. Now, you see how huge this is? I mean, look at this. There's all this area completely unused. My size bar is like almost full, and I haven't used any of this. So this is North Sector. Here's some quartz caves. Come through here. There's a bunch of dead mole rats that never despawn. Alright, and this leads around to another part of the vault that I've bricked over or cement walled over here. So this is just basically all unused area of the vault that I've done nothing with. And that's what I was talking about, where I wish that there were sections of the vault and each section had its own size bar and each section could have its own residence. Alright, so here's another little entrance exit. Now, tunnel to subway exit. Alright, so there's this whole unused area of the vault here. And here's another tunnel that's going to take us to another part of the vault. Alright, I've walled this over and put a security door here. And this actually leads through to a ruined subway. Here, let's go ahead and go in the ruined subway. Alright, this leads into a ruined subway, which has 2 entrances / exits. We just came in through that area that was covered over with a security door. This one here, there's more tunnels that lead back into the vault, the main vault section. I put cement to close that over. I put cement to close that over. None of these are actual exits. I'm just basically covering up rubble and ruin. Like here, I put this cement post to repair what was ruined concrete pillars. Same here. I filled in the floor here. This was all rubble and ruin. And this is another exit back out into the Commonwealth. If you come out here, this ladder takes us up. It actually brings us out right over here by Fallon's and Milton General Hospital and whatnot, even though it doesn't show that. We'll go ahead and go out and I'll show you, but I'm probably going to exit like right in the middle of a bunch of mutants and a firefight between mutants and my provisioners. But again, if this was real life, I would have to seriously consider closing this in so that we didn't have this. Because I mean, as soon as the word got out, like every raider, mutant, you know, gunner in the area would be like, oh hey, let's go in here and see if we can get in through the back entrance of this vault. You know, that would have to be a very carefully kept secret and very well protected entrance and exit. And, you know, you'd have, I don't know. I mean, it's like the medical center. You know, it might become a well-known secret entrance. See, there's one of my provisioners.
If you work, you eat. It's as simple as that.
Yeah. And then right here is where there's Fallon's department store, and up there you go.
Let's do this.
You've got your mutants. Whoa. Because, you know, this seems like a secure place to have an exit for your settlement, doesn't it? Oh my goodness. Who keeps running in front of me? Oh. But yeah, very dangerous area to have an entrance or exit for a settlement.
No.
Sure. Let's take his goodies. John's yelling, asshole.
For now.
Yeah, I don't know if it's really over there, dude. Right.
You or me. Can't remember the last time I had clean fingers.
Alright. Well, that was fun. But yeah, so that's the entrance and or exit that comes out here by Fallon's. I'll take that laser rifle. So there's Fallon's. Alright, so let's go back in. So assuming this is a functioning entrance slash exit that would be kept, say this becomes a checkpoint. I would say if this was real life, I would make this a Minuteman checkpoint. This crossroads. You know, that would make sense. But since you can't do that, well, I don't know, maybe there's a mod. I'm not using mods right now. I'm on PlayStation 4, and I started playing before PlayStation got mods, and I just continued playing without mods even after they were added. But alright, so here's another entrance, the ruined subway station. And again, being with the Minutemen, in my headcanon, I would imagine that this would be a Minuteman outpost to help the people of the wasteland. The Minutemen would probably use that crossroads as a checkpoint, and then they would go in and out here, just like the medical center. So there's a Minuteman flag I put up over the door, and there's another Minutemen flag. Look at that. So you'd enter here, there'd be a security desk, you could check in, get some help. We have this little armory over here for the Minutemen. There's the little beds, little barracks beds with footlockers like I like to do for all of my Minutemen. See how I've walled this over? I made a little living area, a little barracks here for them. They come up here, and this is where we went out, remember? I put in a Nuka-Cola machine for them. We have a little cooking area back here with a radio and a work area so they can work on their equipment if they need to. Alright, so then if we go through this way, I told you this settlement was big. Alright, there's this little room here, and I've made this, again, another little kind of a security outpost. I'm making sure nobody's gonna get into the main vault area. Alright, and then this comes out over here, which is yet another part of the vault. And I put a Minutemen flag there to show, okay, you go that direction, you're going to start hitting Minutemen outposts here. But this is part of the vault itself. Alright, so let me go back. Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to fast travel to the very entrance. If you fast travel to Vault 88, I'll show you the front entrance that you come into. If you fast travel to and from the vault. Now obviously you can do what I did earlier in the video. You can go to Jamaica Plain and enter through the University Pharmacy. You can go to Fallon's and enter through the sewer. But if you fast travel, whoa, you guys, what are you all doing clustered right here? See what I'm talking about?
This unit is ready to serve.
This vault is ridiculous. Like, the people never go where they're supposed to go. These are all the residents of Vault 88. This is just silly. Alright, so you'll fast travel and you'll end up right there, which this is like the first workshop that you unlock when you get the Vault-Tec workshop stuff. I have decent happiness. I have 22 people here, actually 21 people and 1 robot. Plenty of food, plenty of water, plenty of power. Over 200 defense. Alright, but this is the very, very front entrance of the vault. Okay, so let's come in here. When you first discover Vault 88, this is where you will come. I'm going to get out my weapon here. And I'll show you. You're going to come through this quarry. And come down in here through the front entrance. This is the main entrance. I've shown you the 2 back entrances. The 2 sort of secret entrances. Now I'll show you the main entrance. And then we'll continue with the tour of what's actually inside my vault. Oh, Vault 88 is so huge. Hey, Sovereign Gamer. Hey, Hein Welters. Hey, Michael Freeland. Thanks for joining me. I don't interact much with the chat window when I'm doing vault tours. I just try to tour the vault and show what I've got going on. Okay, so...
Might end up looking like me.
Yes, sweetheart. John's so concerned. Okay, so here we are at this quarry, at this irradiated quarry. And there will usually be respawned raiders here. So let's take a look. Alright, it says Vault 88, and there's Hyde Park, Neponset Park, there's Quincy Ruins, right? But, you know, you're in this quarry, and it's got respawning raiders. And so the first time you unlock it, which you can see, I did some streaming when I got the Vault-Tec workshop. I did stream my discovery of Vault 88 and the little mini quest line that you do to unlock the areas of the vault. But so you come down in here, and this is the main entrance of Vault 88. But yeah, if you want to see how I found Vault 88 and how I unlocked it and how I interacted with the original Overseer Barstow, if you want to see all of that, you can watch my Vault-Tec workshop videos on my YouTube channel. This is just a tour of what I have done with the vault since turning it into a settlement. But this is the main entrance of Vault 88. When you first find it. And occasionally the vault will be attacked from this direction. There will be raiders that come in here. If it says Vault 88's under attack, this is usually where they'll be, at least in my experience. Alright, so we come into Vault 88. And there you go. This doorway is the border of the vault. So as soon as I pass through here, I can go into workshop mode. See there? And if I back up, I am out of workshop mode. I covered over where it's, I think it says welcome home under that flag, or it says Vault 88. I covered that with a Minutemen flag because screw Vault-Tec. But you come in here and you've got some security barricades. You've got some turrets. This is where you can pick up Pip-Boys and Vault 88 jumpsuits for your settlers. Now, I didn't necessarily give all of my people Pip-Boys. I think if you give them Pip-Boys, then you can use the Vault management system from the Overseer's terminal to manage everyone and assign them to jobs and stuff. But it's not really a very good interface, in my opinion. From what I remember when I was dinking around with it, you couldn't assign people specifically to, like, you know, assign this person to the weapons station, assign this person to, you know, the bar area or whatever. It was like you could just assign people to either guard duty or farming. I think that was all you could really do. I don't know. I could be wrong, but that seemed like that's all I could do when I looked into it. All right, so I wired up some conduit, ran some power out here. So we had, now some lights like these, I think, come with the vault and they already work, but other areas are dark and did not have light. So I ran some conduit out here and I put in a decontamination arch just in case. You know, I figured, hey, if people were wandering in from the wasteland, they could get decontaminated as they enter. Right? These things, I don't know what these are supposed to be. They're just here. I can't scrap them or do anything with them anyway. Right, so you enter in here, and if you hang a right, well, this says security. So that's what I did. I left it as a security station. I remodeled just a little bit. Yes. Well, here's one guy who's actually doing his job. Good for you. I got a little security desk. I put the Overseer's desk in here. Oh, 10 pines. Didn't defend itself. Alright, I'll deal with that later. See if I use the Overseer's desk. Oh, this is just telling me... Okay. Well, this is the one I had to build. Oh, I got intelligence. This is the one I had to build for the original Overseer Barstow, and I had to use this as she was going through all her little quests with me to unlock the various items like the Phoraptor and the power cycle and whatnot. Anyway. Hi, how are you? I'm good, thank you. How are you? Alright, now if we come back through here, here's the decontamination arch again. We can also enter over this direction. There's some conduit I ran there. See that? This is where I fast traveled. Oh, it looks like everybody dispersed except for the robot. This is Jules. This is Jules, who I built to be the settlement bot. I have the automatron add-on as well as all the others. And so I like to build one robot for each settlement. And I like to try to keep the robots having the personalities that sort of reflect the settlement. And the settlement here, as you will see when we enter the main area of the settlement proper, I've kind of gone with a steampunk theme or a mechanical theme. So I have Jules here, named after Jules Verne, and also because my name's Jules Smith. So I thought that was a nice little pun or whatever. But Jules here is the settlement bot for Vault 88. Alright, if we go this way, you can see some more conduit. It is linked up to this great big power generator, which is one of the types of power generators that can be built when you have the Vault-Tec workshop expansion. I'll show you. So there's power generators, and you've got all your little tiny shitty gas powered ones, and then you have this one I think was added by contraptions. But then these two, I don't have the materials, don't have the aluminum. My God, that's a lot of aluminum to build these ones. But that's what this is. Vault-Tec reactor. Makes a lot of power. And it's already here. It's here when you unlock the settlement. So, like I said, I just wired up some conduit. Ran the conduit through the hallway here. And ran it out here to have power. Okay, Jules. Thank you, Jules. Let's get a look at Jules. Jules got some wicked arms going on there. Got a drill and a saw. And some shoulder rockets. Right on, Jules. Okay. So... let's go into the main vault. Dun 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 dun. Finally, I've shown you all the other entrances and shown you all the other little bits. This is my Vault 88. I talked about having a steampunk industrial theme, and that's kind of what I did here. I don't like the vault pieces. Now, I know that's kind of what Vault 88's designed for. It's supposed to be you build this big, extensive vault of your own. Okay, but for one, I thought the inside area here was kind of pretty on its own. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but I like the caverns and the rocks, and I don't know, it just looks cool. But also because I'm a bit claustrophobic in real life, and I don't like the idea of being enclosed in those tiny little vault areas, the vault hallways and whatnot. I mean, I know I could have built a big atrium here, and that's probably what a lot of people do, is build this into a big atrium, all open, kind of like the Institute has. But I didn't want to do it. I wanted to experiment. I wanted to fiddle around and build something else. So I built this. So off over here we have the salon, and I left these water towers because over there I think it was a former train station, and there was a bunch of boxcars that you could scrap, and there were railroad tracks and whatnot. But I'll show you what I did with those in a minute. Anyway, so there's these two water towers. There's one there and there's one on the other side. I left them because I thought they were cool. I could scrap them to get some more of my size bar back, but I didn't want to.
Yeah.
And the clothing here, now a lot of my settlements I have a certain dress code. The farmers will wear bandanas, the guards will wear Minutemen uniforms, my provisioners wear postal uniforms. You know, I have this kind of, you know, this system, if you will, so that I can keep track of who's doing what jobs and what's going on. But some of my settlements, I like to have something slightly different. Like Jamaica Plain is a brothel, so everyone there is dressed up in either fancy clothes or some kind of cosplay clothing for your pleasure. And other settlements I have, like Sunshine Tidings Co-op, is where I was manufacturing most of my robots, so everyone out there is wearing robot armor. Well, here, because I'm going with this sort of steampunk thing, everyone's wearing goggles, and they've got all kinds of weird mishmash of clothing here. This guy has got some Raider armor harness stuff going on. Now, here's some of my Minutemen who are supposed to be stationed out at the medical center that I showed you guys a little bit earlier. She's supposed to be at the surgery center. He's supposed to be the doctor. Yeah, and he's supposed to be at one of those guard posts out there, but they're not. They all stand around in here. But again, here's, see, goggles and sort of steampunkish looking weapons, and I'm using some of the Brotherhood of Steel stuff because their stuff has a lot of goggles, and they've got the airship, and it's kind of steampunkish. So, now there's Clem.
You done with all your experiments?
He's one of the original Vault Dweller people.
Interesting.
Yeah, when you're doing the unlocking of Vault 88, he's a character that shows up, and you deal with him. But anyway. Alright, so let me take you over here. Make sure I cover everything. I've put down metal flooring. I guess not strictly necessary, but I don't know. I think it looks cool. This is kind of a little park, a little central courtyard park area here. See, it's all very industrial looking. I made this out of cement and put a fountain on top of it, put some lights in it, and over here I turned these tunnels into housing. Alright, so I blocked off with cement in the front. Oh, wrong button. Here, let me turn off the light. I'm trying to turn off the light. I don't want to look at my Pip-Boy. I want to turn off the light. Thank you. Got their own bathroom back here. And the cement worked very nicely. It clipped right through everything. No problem. It filled everything right in very nicely. So there's a little house here. And then next door is another little house. This one, I don't know why I did this. I just figured it was somebody that was tinkering. Maybe the scavenger lives here. Another bathroom back here. I love these lockers. I think they're pretty cool. They come with the Vault-Tec workshop expansion. There's the other little house next door. I did each one a little different just to kind of experiment. Again, private bathrooms. Very nice. Now that tunnel goes off to another part of the vault area. We'll go down that in a little while. And here's my general store area, shopping area. Yeah, everything here has kind of a, I don't know, I guess it's similar to Raider stuff. But like I said, I was kind of going for like an industrial, steampunk kind of feeling here. So a lot of the people are wearing clothes that's kind of a mishmash of Brotherhood of Steel and Raider stuff. You know, in keeping with the theme, I guess. Goodies on display. Now, I didn't put lots of stuff on the shelves because, as you might know from watching my other settlement tour videos or from playing the game yourself, things like to fall through the shelves and fall through the world. So I did not stock the shelves. So it's not quite as realistic looking as I would have liked. Oh well. Here's the actual shop counter. Oh, and there's the merchant. Hello, sir. See, he's wearing goggles and some Brotherhood of Steel stuff. There's a diner over there where I did use part of the Vault-Tec stuff. Just because I thought it was cool looking and I wanted to experiment with it. I guess that's sort of the theme of Vault 88 is. Jules Smith thought something was cool and wanted to fiddle around with it. Huh? What are you doing here? Who are you? Are you new? There shouldn't be a recruitment beacon turned on. No, it says 22. Oh, wow. Why are you here, sir? I don't recognize you. Huh? There's another Minuteman that should be at his post, but he's not. And yes, see this dude here? He's all kind of raidered out, but it's because everything to me looks very, very steampunk. You know, pipes and bits of metal and gas and whatnot. Huh? Goggles. He's got goggles on. He's one of my guards. Not one of the Minutemen guards for the outposts on the periphery, but one of the guards for here in the main part of the vault. But he doesn't like to stand at his guard post, because apparently nobody in here likes doing what they're supposed to do. I don't know If anyone else has had that problem, let me know. Or if you haven't had that problem, let me know, because I'm very curious as to why my particular settlement, no one seems to be able to path anywhere. All right, so let's go up into the shopping area. This first floor is the armory. Or is this second floor? I guess that would be the ground floor, and this would be second floor. Second floor, armory. And I do have elevators. So I could get on them and say, second floor, bare ass. We have bare ass on the second floor. Oh, sorry. All right, so I have my weapons and armor guys here.
Yes? Huh?
Hey there, dude. Is it your day off? Is it quitting time? And I discovered that I could put these weapon displays on these metal raider cages. I thought that looked pretty damn cool. And we come over here, and here's a whole nother... Okay, now I gotta do this, because the lighting is weird in here underground. There we go. If I click on them, for some reason that changes the light quality. Okay, so here we go. So here's a big weapons display. Again, in the sort of steampunk theme going here. That's what I wanted to go with. Lanterns... pipe pistols, power fist. Ooh, we got a big flaming junk jet here. Curved ripper. Pipe pistols. Ooh, a modified hooked piped wrench up here. There you go. Pretty cool, huh? I like it. Alright, moving on. Third floor, robotics. Because why not? Again, part of this whole industrial, you know, steampunk thing going on here. And the scavenger is up here. There we go. That lights the place up a little better. I don't know why the light is messed up in here and why I have to do that, but it is what it is. There we go. That's a little better. And ever up. Up here we have clothing. Would be third floor. Third floor, clothing. Fourth floor. Okay, fourth floor, clothing. There's my clothing vendor. And this is the Vault suit. It's the Vault 88 suit. See the legend of Vault 88? I think this is what you get when you finish the little quest line for Vault 88. I don't use it, I don't wear it, but that's where I keep it, right there on display. This floor basically looks like every steampunk convention I've ever been to. But anyway, and then continuing up. Oh, you can see the park from up here. See, there's the fountain all lit up. And I like the way the barrels kind of make like a gear looking thing. Again, like I said, steampunk. I think it looks cool. And up here, I didn't do anything on the top floor. I had thought about using the top floor to be either a living space or a bar. You know, this would be a cool place to put a bar. But then I ended up building the diner over there. And plus, you know, who would really want to live up here? Like, you know, with the floor, the see-through floor, right? Anyway, I never ended up doing anything up here. I suppose I could scrap it. I don't really need it. That would give me some of my size bar back, right? All right, so now let's take a look. God, decisions. Which way should we go? Let's go this way. So we run down this hall, down the train tracks, and I filled this in. I filled this in for, I don't know, just for aesthetic reasons, so I didn't have to look at the junk. I don't think there's much on the other side but debris. That's kind of a dead end. And then this is a whole other section of the vault, but it's unused. I don't have anything built in there. But there's a room here, and there's corridors, and there's a whole other section down here. Look at this. I mean, look at this. It's huge. I keep saying that. It's so big. That's what she said. But it is. I mean, look at it. There's this whole area down here, unused. I'd originally thought about putting a bar down here. This would be a great place for like a nightclub, wouldn't it? Of course, I say that about like every settlement everywhere. This is a great place for a bar. I love my bars. Love my bars. But yeah, it's just a giant unused area. I mean, it plays into the quest line. There's stuff that you come back here and you find, and there's enemies that you kill, and, you know, whatever. There's junk to scrap and whatnot. But as far as, like, using it as part of the living area, I haven't used any of this. So here's a whole other part of the settlement that I was saying earlier, for those who may not have joined us at the beginning. I was wishing that Vault 88 had been broken up into more than one area, so that you could have 20 settlers in one area, 20 settlers in another area, and they would be able to path around within their given area and not get lost or confused, as so many of the settlers here seem to do. Alright, so I filled that in, again, just to cover up the dead end and the debris. Come down here.
Yeah.
Hi, how you doing? Well, he's trying to find his way down here to his job. He's one of the farmers. All right, and this is where I'm growing food. One of the main food production area.
You just say the word.
Now I've got a little bathroom over here for the workers. I know I'm big on my bathrooms. If you've watched any of my settlement tours, you'll know I love having bathrooms for everyone. This is a little storage room, and that's where I have grow lights going over the food. I have it sort of terraced here, and there's lots of water. And looky there. Great big water pump facility. Now, I did not build that. That came with the vault. But if you wire it up to power, see, it's up there. The electricity is running through here. See, it produces, see, it says water 100. So, plenty of water here. all powered up, and this is where I put in the garden. Then this direction, I built a little walkway. It goes back up over here. I have a house here for more residents. They don't have their own bathroom though. But you know, bathroom's not too far away. It's over there. And there's another bathroom right over there in that corner, and I'll show you. Alright, so this is the front entrance of the gallery. Remember I mentioned that I had Checkpoint Leo? Earlier in the stream, I was talking about the back entrance. We came in through the back entrance of the gallery. This is the front entrance of the gallery. And again, let me... There we go. Fix those lights. This, if we come this way, there's a bathroom here. And this goes back up to the other side of the diner that we were looking at a little bit earlier, and we'll go that way in a minute. But here's the gallery. So let's go in. And I've basically put in every single painting and statue that's available in the game. Because again, why not? And this is that back entrance where we talked about Checkpoint Leo earlier. We came through here from the medical center, the University Point Pharmacy, Minuteman Medical Center that I built. That will lead back to the medical center. So if you come through here, you're coming into the gallery. A little security area here. Guard posts. And we have the gallery. I'm going to check the quality of my live stream. It still says good. That's good. Now, I didn't put that light in. That light came with the settlement. But most of the other lights in here in the gallery, I had to wire them in. You can see the wires on the ceiling and the lights hanging to light up the gallery. Now if you go this way through the gallery,
this beats mayoral duties any day.
This is another quartz cave. And this one leads you to the Clue House. Again, part of the theme for me for this vault was fooling around and experimenting, because I had lots of space and lots of hotbar. Alright, so there's a little sign, tells us the art gallery and cafeteria is that direction. This is the Clue House. And what the hell is the Clue House, you might ask? Well, let me show you. Have you ever played the game Clue? Or I guess it's called Cluedo or Cluedo in other countries. In America, it's just called Clue. And the game board is laid out like a floor plan. And you have characters. It's a murder mystery game. You have a body called Mr. Body. Looks like some of my bone pieces are missing here. Let's drop some more bone pieces. Junk. Let's drop that and that in the center. There we go. You have Mr. Body. Mr. Body's been murdered, and you don't know who killed him, but there are several suspects here in the house. And through the course of the board game, you have to figure out who killed Mr. Body, in which room, and with which weapon. So we have the hall. Here, I'm standing in the hall. We have the lounge, where we have Miss Scarlet. And there's no candlesticks in the game, so I just put a candle behind her, but it would be, you know, Miss Scarlet in the lounge with a candlestick. We have a dining room. Nobody in the dining room except John. It was John Hancock in the dining room. And here we have Mrs. White in the kitchen with a knife. And here we have Miss Peacock in the ballroom with the rope. But there's no rope in the game, so I gave her cotton yarn. And I tried to make a little chandelier for the ballroom. And then over here we have Mr. Green in the conservatory with the wrench. And we have Professor Plum in the billiard room with the lead pipe. And then we have Colonel Mustard in the study / library. I think they're two separate rooms in the game, but I combined them. And he did it with a revolver. So there you go. It's my Clue house. Then up here, if you'll remember from earlier in the live stream, there's that trailer. We came down from the overlook up there that leads back up to the medical center. There's the security checkpoint that I showed you earlier. And there's the Clue house. Alright, so if we come back here, back through the gallery, up here, I didn't build this walkway. This came with the settlement, but I expanded on the walkway. See, I put these stairs here up to the guard post, and I put in that bathroom right there. But these stairs cannot be scrapped nor moved. I did not build them, they just came that way. And this comes back around to the diner that we saw from the main settlement area here. The steampunk shopping mall, if you will. There's the back end of the steampunk shopping mall. And there's the diner.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Most folks that run with me don't live out their day.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get your cool retro diner going on here. Yeah, this is definitely the largest settlement in the game. I think the next largest would be Spectacle Island. And you can watch my Spectacle Island tour, but that one, yeah, I've definitely built a lot more here than I built out at Spectacle Island. And you see that even though my bar is full, you know, there's still plenty of area that I have not used here in this settlement. And yes, I know there are tricks for reducing the size bar. I could drop weapons and store them or scrap them and get some of that back. But then if you do that too much, the game starts getting laggy and glitchy and weird. So I try to avoid doing that too much. There's a little house back here. This is where the bartender lives. These little cement houses that I've built for everybody. It's similar to the little houses that were back there near the farming area. But yeah, so here's the diner. And all these diner pieces, these pink walls, and these countertops, and dispensers and everything. And this here, this is a soda dispenser. This all comes with the Vault-Tec workshop. Little diner seats. Alright, so that's the diner. And yes, I still have more to show you. I am still not done. I put a little park bench there. I don't know, why not? Because it's right across from more cement houses. Come up here. Little house. Got his own bathroom again. They don't really have curtains in this game, so I tried to give him some curtains with the flag there. Another little house down here. Got their own bathroom, and I tried to use some of these Children of Adam things as drapery. And down here we have glitched settlers. Hi, you guys. How you doing? Now there's a little bit of mute fruit here being grown, so it's another little grow area. But mainly it's just a walkway going up to the main part of the vault. And then down here we have a gym. So here's where I've used some more pieces from the Vault-Tec workshop, and I thought they looked very steampunk-ish, I guess, with all the pipes and whatnot. But I've got a weight bench, and I've got a little snack area here with a Nuka-Cola machine. Got the power cycle and the pommel horse, which looks absolutely silly. It adds happiness to settlements, but I just think it looks silly when people use it. I mean, it doesn't make much sense to me. I mean, I can understand settlers using the weight bench, but honestly, if you had a pommel horse, would you do anything with it? I wouldn't. I don't know. That's just me. But, you know, it makes sense to have an exercise bike and all that. This is the other side of the wall that I showed you guys way earlier in the live stream, where I came through one of those quartz hallways and I said, oh look, here's a giant wall that I used to close off this area. Well, that's the other side of the wall. That's what's on the other side of the wall here. And back here I built a locker room. So you have benches and you have lockers. And you go down the hall and you've got little bathroom / shower areas. So there's a locker room for everyone who's exercising and working out. And if you come through here, I think we've already come through, I've shown you this back side already once before. This leads back to the Minutemen outpost that I showed you earlier in the live stream, or earlier in the video, for those who are watching this when it is a saved video. That goes to the subway station and all of that. Alright, I'm trying to think if I've missed anything in this vault. I think I have shown you all the things in the vault. Because we came in through the medical center, out at the university pharmacy, and then we looked at the subway area of the vault, and we've looked at this main area of the vault. I've shown you the gallery, I've shown you the clue house, I've shown you the diner, I've shown you the food growing area, little farming area. Yeah, I think that's everything. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so that's what I have done here in Vault 88. It's a lot of stuff. It's been a long settlement tour. I hope I haven't missed anything. Always seems to be something I've missed when I give these settlement tours. Oh, but if so, you can always pick it up in the next settlement tour. The next settlement I will be touring will be the Nuka World, Nuka Rocket Settlement. There I am as Fiona, General of the Minutemen. I guess I'll run back over here, stand next to one of these flaming barrels. Hope you had fun. Hope you've enjoyed my Vault 88 settlement tour. All of my other settlements, except for the Nuka Rocket Settlement, are all available on my YouTube channel under my settlement tour playlist. And I will be retouring the Boston airport as well, so I can show you what I have done there now that I have finally unlocked it as a settlement. That took me destroying the Brotherhood of Steel, which I didn't know I could do. I had finished destroying the Institute ages ago, like 2 years ago in game time, and I thought I was done. And then I discovered that no, I could actually destroy the Pridwin as well. And once the Pridwin was destroyed, I could unlock Boston Airport. So now I have a little bit of stuff going on at Boston Airport. Nothing terribly exciting, because as you probably know, you can't really build food out there or anything. But I'll show you what I've done with it after we tour Nuka Rocket next time. Thanks for hanging out with me. Bye.